Insider scoop for the subscribers.
Mr. Sandman, give me a dream.
The most important thing to consider in sand riding is tip number 1. Golden nugget uno. Gold nugget uno. Tire pressure. Tire pressure can make or break your ability to pass hazards. Say if you got a couple miles of sand, you're on a big old beamer, something like that. I mean, you're gonna have to have some edge to be able to pass that terrain, and tire pressure is it. Take 15 pounds out, leave it with about 15 pounds in the tire, and you just go, outrun everybody. If you are struggling, try that. Take some pressure out. It'll revolutionize your riding. It'll be like you've practiced 2 years. Quick note, if you habitually do not return the tire back to a somewhat more normal operating pressure, it will begin to cause premature cupping, wear, etc. Just note that. Nugget dose. Number 2, do not touch the front brake while you're riding in sand. You really shouldn't touch the front brake hardly at all off-road. When you are going along, it's kind of like, imagine a butter knife in a sandbox. If you were to push that butter knife along from the back and allow the front of the knife to go in, it's going to grab ruts, and the front tire does the same thing. It'll grab little ruts that you can't see because they're covered in sand. It'll also track in the ruts that are already visible in the sand, and it's just a mess. Your front tire is gone. The moment it has weight on it, it'll dig. So what you want to do, like I said, never touch the front brake. Always use the back brake off-road as much as you can, but definitely never touch the front brake in sand. 2, you try to accelerate the entire time you're in sand. I just noticed I do that, the presidential speech thing. You are trying to accelerate. So if I come to a sand pit, or let's say I'm on a long road with 5 sand hazards in it, each 10 feet long, 20 yards long, half a mile long. When I get to the shorter ones, I can gauge my speed to slow down enough that I can floor it the whole way through that particular hazard. That lifts the tire entirely almost out of the sand, and you track forward, just as if you were to push the back of that butter knife down and push along. It would lift the blade out, and it's going to track straight forward, regardless of the ruts, even from the guy right in front of you. So, which we cover in Nugget 5. It's counterintuitive to be in a difficult situation and floor it. You want to hit the brakes and stop, and a lot of times what people do is panic and hit the brake, and it's a yard sale. They're just all over the place. So you want to accelerate. You keep the weight off the front tire and sand. Basically, it frees you up to do what you do, which is be a rider, and it frees the bike up to do what it does even better than you, which is be a bike. Nugget 3, the third nugget from the sun. Skiing, where you put your feet down and just drag them on the outside, Ideally, you'd stand on your pegs and give it some juice and let the bike check up and do its job, and you get out of there, but that doesn't always happen. People catch their foot on something. I've seen somebody get snatched off a bike doing it one time, caught a little piece of cable, things like that. But, chances are nothing's going to happen. That's it. Just drag your feet down there in the sand. Oh, don't know what it got, though. Nugget Quattro. Nugget Quattro. When you're riding a bike when you were a kid, and I did anyway, you kind of, you notice you could almost think just go right, and it goes right. Your bike is going to go where you're looking. We call it pick it and stick it. And it's a very simple principle that will get you down a trail and get you home. For example, I'm coming up to a troubled area, hazard, some sort, ruts or rocks or whatever. I need to decide where I'm going to put this bike, and then put that bike there by reflex, by my body simply responding to the decision that I made. And you're doing your trialing through there, and you see it, and you decide what you're going to do in that moment. It's a real-time thing, and you're on to the next 30 feet, while your body is simply following the orders given to it by your brain and what you saw to achieve that line. Fair. So pick it and stick it as you're going along. See a route. You can see them. You'll know, and you know what your skill levels are. Breathe. Relax your shoulders. Pick your line and let the bike be a bike. That is the key in all of this. And it really truly is important on a whole nother level to let the bike be a bike. It'll check up. These things, man, they've been designed to do that, and people try so hard to force them to do things when the bike's like, hey man, chill, I got this. So, and sand is definitely important. Any hazard or any difficult terrain whatsoever, you've got to pick it and stick it. The last nugget of sand riding is another one like pick it and stick it that applies to all riding. You ride all your sand alone, and then I'm only here to offer you 4 nuggets today. But if you ride with other people, beginners, man, hear these words. I'm about to really give you a serious nugget. It's going to seem like common sense when I say it, but you're going to see why it's so important to say it, because everybody does it. I don't do it, but many people do. I do at home. Many people do. And I don't do it because I've been riding long enough to have done it and had it done to me to major detriment. It's a common mistake everybody makes. I even see great riders still make that mistake. And you don't say anything to anybody because nobody wants to be preached at or anything. But if they're riding, if they do this to me, they get preached at. And that is this, nugget 5. Nugget number 5. Do not, under any circumstances, if you are riding with people and somebody goes off before you, do not follow the guy in front of you too closely. Give him a second to get ahead. It's vitally important. People do it all the time, and people wreck all the time as a result of it. That's how people get hurt. I mean, you can get hurt not picking and sticking it and getting your leg all hung up in a root ball or something like that. And that's how you ride in the sand. It's doable. If you study these techniques, spend some time, develop your own understanding, man, your riding, it'll triple in days. Your sand riding skills anyway will triple in days. And the rest of your skills really too, because confidence goes a long way, especially as a beginner rider. When you get something down, man, it feels good. I get it. Stick around for another couple seconds.
Insider scoop for the subscribers.
Bam! There you have it. Thanks, guys. We intend to not disappoint. And also look for a couple live ones come trickling in here the next couple days, and an intro. So right today, and about the sand skills. Leave yours in the comments if you have one we left out or something else you want to add to it. Man, we'd be honored.